Okay, now we will dive into a classic discussion about embracing change. We have a panel with that name, so embracing change in banking industry, but with a fresh focus on digital acceleration. So while we've seen a lot of rush and innovation implementation during the pandemic, I think that now this process slowed a bit. But we wanted to find out which are the accelerators of the digital transformation in 2023 and 2024, of course. So I will invite now Marinela Mihalcea, Director Retail Banking Products, UniCredit Bank, Roxana Petria, ING Bank, Adrian Moraru, InfoCert, and Constantin Mareș, OTP Bank. Unfortunately, Elena Dinka from Mastercard couldn't join us today. Welcome. Okay, so the first question will be about the digital transformations that you've witnessed, let's say, this year, because in the pandemic we all know that there's been a lot of change, a lot of pushing the innovation pedal to the maximum. But what about this year? It's also a challenging year, but from different perspectives, let's say. What were the drivers of digital transformation for your banks? And after that, I will ask Adrian a slightly different question. Please.
Hello. First of all, thank you for having me, and congratulations for yesterday event. That it was outstanding. Excuse me. Coming back to your question, then. First of all, it's customer demand, I would say, because it is the customer that is moving us forward. And at least us, as UniCredit, of course, we are putting the customer in the middle of everything we do. And together with colleagues from fintechs that we are seeing here, so many of them, of course, we managed to put together products that are relevant, and technology, it's here to stay, of course, and putting cooperation above competition, we manage to capture the opportunities that are present in the market, and to offer the customers those features of the product that are needed, are aligned with their needs. And I think this was the most relevant part of activity this year. And of course, we'll continue to do this in the future. If we are, we'll have let's say, a glimpse of the future, it will be of fully digital products, starting with onboarding and loans, and including the management of the loans during the life cycle. And we will do this having, as I said, the customer needs in mind. Otherwise, will not be relevant, and will be only a product that is made somewhere in an office, but without being able to be relevant for the customers.
Okay, thanks. Roxana, how do you see it in ING?
Yes, we fully agree with what was said here, and if I'm thinking of 2023, because indeed the pandemic has accelerated for all the clients and for all the market, the digitalization. In ING, I would say that we are now talking less and less about digitalization. We are talking about mobile, and we promise ourselves to be the mobile-led bank. We see this tendency from our clients that actually 88% of them are logging in only in mobile with us. And this is the thing, you have to be focused where the client interest is, and I think the new generation will be even more and more mobile-led. In terms of 2023, apart from having already digitized most of the loan, all of the loan granting, all the post-disbursement in loans. I think this year we achieved something which is an important milestone, which is we were the first bank to actually have the mortgage pre-approval done. Mortgage pre-approval, financial approval, it means that you don't really get the money yet, but you get from the comfort of your couch, you get the approval that you can have this amount of money being lent to you for this type of length of time. And this only, so you still have to do some visits to the bank in order to close the contract and to sign the mortgage itself, the hypotheca. But only this financial approval has shortened the duration for a client from an average of 48 days when you want to buy a mortgage to 21 days. So it's unbelievable how, yes, getting a mortgage is not such a frequent process, but it's such an important moment of truth for the clients, and they really appreciate it. So financial approval in mortgage happened this year, and we are not stopping here because our ambition is actually to be able to grant a mortgage without client having to visit. It's not because we do not want to see our client, it's because we want to be in the way that the clients expect it to be, and we see as more and more digital clients expect to have this available. I would mention the second thing, because digital loans, it's an important thing, and clients want digital loans, but digital onboarding was the other topic that most of the banks have managed to do in the last years. But the process, most of us, we still struggle. And I think this year we are working on a thing that is going to be a game changer, I think, in the industry. And it's actually an opportunity given by the public authority, the Direcția Generală Evidența Populației, are working with the banks, and we are in the incipient phases, but quite close to actually having available for all banks to inquire data for the Romanian IDs in an online method. This will definitely improve the experience of clients, and I think definitely will improve the security of the processes. So it's an amazing thing that can happen. All of us, we will benefit. Yes, and we are really looking forward for this. This actually being able to read the Romanian IDs data from the public registry will improve not only onboarding, which is a moment of truth, but also a painful thing that we see in customer experience complaints, the data update, when clients don't mind if their ID expired, but if their ID expired, definitely the bank will block their account. So then we are going to improve the experience for our clients, and it will be much better for all of us. So this, I think, are the accelerators that will produce results this year, but also in the coming year as well.
And there is a tentative date for this kind of implementation? I mean, I know that's not only on your side, the banks, I mean.
There are, I think, 3 banks that are in the pilot phase. We are very close to actually doing the inquiry these days, let's put it like that.
Okay.
Then putting it in the digital onboarding, so it's a matter of very little time. I would not commit to an exact deadline, but it's very, very soon.
Good to know.
We are so obsessed with the digitalization of mobile aid because, for instance, in ING, 99.4% of the interactions you have with clients are digital. So you cannot ignore this. These processes should be excellent because otherwise you are stuck. So this is the mantra of all of us. We are all talking about this. You are talking about this. So it's amazing. We keep being obsessed with it, and it will make all of us better.
Okay, thanks a lot. Constantin, how do you see this change in 2023?
So first of all, I don't agree with your statement at the beginning. I think that digitalization didn't
Slow down.
Slow down, yeah. And I think maybe the progress is not as visible as 5 years ago because there were no banks offering online onboarding, for example. Now, most of them do. And things that happen now are more incremental. But we see many things happening, many things going on. In some areas, probably, if we talk about open banking, probably there the progress is not as expected, but there are other areas that really move forward. As Roxana mentioned earlier, we also have things maybe not that bold, but for example, we invest a lot of time in making seamless the experience of updating customer data. That is a regular process, is a pain point. The customer do not understand why in the world they have to submit piles of documents every once in a while, and we make this experience seamless. They can upload documents, they can send by whatever channels they could use or they are convenient for them. We continue also to invest in putting more online flows available for the customers, and not only for private individuals but also companies. We have onboarding for them, seamless. We have even lending processes for companies, and we also plan to do mortgage, offer them online. So I think, again, it's customer needs and customer behavior always change, and we have to be alert, and we have to be there. We compete with not only with fintechs, but with the big techs as well. And I think that's a challenge, because when customers compares user experience of OTP, ING, and so on with Apple and Meta and other big techs, then it's a challenge. So we have to be there, we have to be alert. And in my view, the only way for the banks to get through is to even accelerate the speed of digitalization.
Okay, thanks. I would also follow on with a question about, because you've mentioned the big techs and so on, and I remember that a few years ago I was talking with someone from the audience about banks becoming more like tech companies, and I think it's true. So now maybe you can confirm here, but a lot of bank employees have extensive IT skills, and they try to transform into a more, let's say, IT savvy kind of employee. How did you recruit people in such roles in OTP?
So we do what the others are doing as well. We look in the market, but we see that the market is very crowded, and all the players from technology and banks look for such skills.
Mm-hmm.
We went bolder, yeah, thank you. And we started to reskill our people, and we start to rotate people from the branches. We start to take people from operational departments and move them to IT. And we assign a body, a person that is responsible for onboarding that new person into the IT department. And the results were even surprising for ourselves. We have very good people, very motivated. They know processes, they know business processes, so they just learn technology. And whether that is testing job, whether that's an analyst job, even coding, we had very good success. And what we didn't even expect as a benefit, when this person moves from a business department, that person moves in IT with the trust of their colleagues. And that already improves the image of IT in front of the business and strengthens the business and IT partnership that is so talked about. And talking about silos, this is one of the main issue of delivering things at speed within the banks. So this reskilling program, and I'll give you some figures. We have last year rotated more than 70 people. And this year alone, up until now, we have 70 as well. So we are doing this at scale already.
Okay, nice figures. I would go to Adrian now, because we've talked yesterday about your digital identity and the wallet, and I believe that this will be a quite big digital acceleration for banks, and I will ask you kindly to explain what this EU digital identity wallet will mean for banks, and what are the benefits of this EU project?
Thank you, Răzvan. So the main key for this project, European Digital Wallet, will be the interoperability from our point of view. So that means that the digital onboarding or the identification is not only the only thing that we can do it cross-border. We will be able also to access different services and to authenticate in different other solutions. So the digital onboarding, the strong customer authentication will be straightforward. The level of security will increase. And also another benefit that we will be able to use in our business processes, I believe that will be the trusted attributes, the strong credentials.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, I would want to discover now, because a lot of banks are starting to issue virtual cards, and I know that UniCredit is one of them, or ING is also one of them, and I would ask Marinela in the first place about these virtual cards are, I guess, pretty big things in payment innovation right now. How do you convince clients to create these cards? Because we are all used to the plastic card, we have it in our wallet. Maybe it's not necessarily difficult, but it's a new thing, and we know that if it's new, it can be challenging to adopt it.
Actually, you mentioned it is the big thing. And starting from the friendly process of issuing and combined with all the features, and not forget about the colors, and not only for women. I would say that putting on top the security that the virtual cards are adding to the whole process, and the easiness to use for e-commerce, and how do you manage your spending, it's a completely different experience. So in this respect, it's not so much to do in order to convince, because it's clear that it's a big appetite for such a product. Otherwise, we are running continuously campaigns in order to pop up with the information and to feed in the customers with relevant information about the benefits of the virtual cards. And we are doing this on a regular basis. And what is the most important from our perspective is that we are leveraging on our mobile banking app, and we are continuing doing that. And what we saw that it was generated outstanding results in the last period, it was the Smart Shop, a program, and a great program that was very well received by the customers, that based on different benefits, cashback, discounts, and so on. And together with this Smart Shop, we saw an increase in usage and issuing of the virtual cards. So I would say that our customers are ready to go in this direction, and we should be there only to present the benefits, otherwise it's doing by itself, I would say.
So on top of virtual cards, you've added this embedded finance, let's say, segment of smart deals.
Exactly. The Smart Shop, we saw an increase that was, I would say, above our expectations. And people, they want this kind of, let's say, combination of services to the basic products. And we are happy to support this direction.
Yeah.
Strategic one for us.
Okay, got it. Roxana, I know that you also have virtual cards, and personally, I'm one of the clients of different banks that I use virtual cards, and I prefer to have the plastic one just for credit cards, and the rest it's like virtual. How do you see this change from plastic to virtual? Maybe if you have figures from your portfolio, or do you also think that this is one of the digital acceleration drivers?
Yes, plastic cards. A few years ago, if you asked us when we started working on virtual cards, we really thought, yeah, plastic cards are out, are going to disappear. We still believe this, only that not so soon. We researched a bit in the portfolio and the behavior of clients and how many clients could survive with only the virtual card. And the reality is probably in a regular month you would be able to do that. But we noticed that once you travel abroad, the big pain you have is, first of all, if you would need cash, you would not be able abroad to withdraw cash with the virtual card yet. These frictions, actually being able to get cash with the virtual card, has been solved. At least we solved this for our clients. You can now withdraw cash with the mobile, with the virtual card, and this is not a problem anymore. As long as you are in Romania, you could survive actually only with the virtual card. Still, for these needs, because you don't know, the client will not issue a plastic card when they go abroad. We decided not to go to that moment, and we still propose the client a plastic card at the beginning. But whenever his card is renewed, we actually ask him if he still needs the plastic, or he wants to give up the plastic and just stick to the virtual card. Virtual cards are magic because you can actually, if you forgot the PIN, you can anyhow change it instantly. If you blocked it because it was whatever exposed, you then you can always issue a new one, and it's instant. And it's magic, it's the future for sure. Only that it's a matter of time and it's a matter of adoption. We have more than 250,000, I would say, virtual cards in our portfolio. We explain to clients how they work because there are some variations in the market, and some of them, some are one-time cards, some are just regular cards. It is a lot of education that we'll still have to do because this area of banking, the payments, is evolving so fast, and yeah, young people are more able to keep up with it, and yeah. So we are there for our clients. It will happen. I think now we just made the plastic from recycled plastic, but then it will be a moment when probably plastics will be out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. Constantin, I also know that you've done a lot of investments in this digital transformation, and you previously mentioned that it was a process, a constant process of digital transformation. So I was curious, in the first place, what other drivers for digital acceleration do you see in the market and in your bank, and also what what are the investments you've done in OTP to put the bank in a mobile-first era?
Okay, so there are many questions. What have we done? So in the last 5 years, OTP started from not so famously being a digital bank. So we've done a lot of things. We started from the processes and the technology that was in touch with the customers, and we looked at that and we improved that, and we, as I mentioned earlier, we offered online flows. Recently we received recognition from the independent I don't know how, analyst of the market, that our online onboarding process was one of the best in Europe and North America. And that was a surprise for us, but it was a good one. So coming back to the investments, that was the first pillar we invested in, improving the customer experience. Second one was improving the employee experience as well, because we realized that if our branch people, if our colleagues do not have easy life serving the customer, they will not be able to improve the NPS score, will not be able to improve the customer experience. The third pillar of investments was the technology itself, because we had we are doomed by the monolith applications that we usually see in banking, and we built we opened these monolith applications to the world. We eliminated a lot of the spaghetti architecture, as it is called, and I would say the last but I would say even the most important investment was in changing the culture, the mindset of the people. Using technology is not about technology, but it's about how do you think about it. And we invested a lot in changing the way of working. We adopted agile, breaking the traditional silos and forming tribes. And the last one I would mention that I think was important was to change the mindset of the leaders. Because we are in banking, being very hierarchical organization, we see a lot of the so-called macho leadership, one leader know it all. And to break that into servant leadership, leading from behind, letting the team experience and do several trial and errors is not easy. And I think when it comes to innovation, this plays an important role to let people try new things.
Got it. I will do a few steps back. I will take a few steps back, and I will recall the presentation that Florian did in the last hours. And I would ask you, because for sure in digital transformation you have digital onboarding, digital loans, and so on, and it's quite a level playing field for all the banks now to offer this kind of innovations. And I think that you can more differentiate yourself with a digital loan. So I would ask you what other means to differentiate between one bank and another exist, and what to retain customers and to make them loyal, because Florian did a very interesting study on the loyalty and the share of wallets. How do you plan, and it's a question for all of you from banks, how do you plan to make customer loyal to your bank?
So should I be the first one? Yeah. So what we do, of course, the first thing we do, we measure. And we always look at NPS score. I mentioned earlier, it means Net Promoter Score, and means what is the likelihood of your customer recommending you to your services to a friend versus a detractor that would say, don't go there because it's bad. So we always measure and look at this, and our objective is to remain in top 6 banks. We are number 10 as market share, but we plan to be in, and we were in some quarters even in top 3 banks and so on. So we measure. First, we measure. Second, we look in detail. What are the channels that our customers like, whether it's mobile banking, contact center, branch, and other interaction points. And we take also a lot of source for innovation from our customer complaints. I believe this is a source of it's a gold mine that we don't use enough, and we look at what we can improve, not solving that particular complaint, but removing further complaints on that matter, on that topic, and we improve constantly on that.
Okay, Roxana?
Yeah, I can confirm that Net Promoter Score is our mantra. We believe this is the most important KPI, and is the one that we should never fail. Because, yeah, P&L you might fail, position you might fail, but if you lose your customer trust and base, then you are in trouble. We make a lot of efforts to keep our clients happy because of this. We are proud to be NPS number 1. This is a very difficult position because you have always to defend it, so it's, but we are very proud to be there. And in terms of what we do in order to maintain the stickiness of our clients and retain our clients, I think in the last year we moved ourselves to what we call lifestyle banking. We want to actually, having quite a large client base, we realized that actually parents, our clients, and their teenagers actually are in need of financial services. And last year we launched the ING Young, which is the value proposition for teenagers. We are so happy to see. We trusted that this is something going on there with the teenagers, but we see that actually the average teenagers logs in home bank 15 times per month, referring to what an adult does. An adult goes 28 times a month. So we see this very big potential. So actually making sure that you don't only pick up clients when they are going to be profitable for you, but whenever they need it, and invest in them from the beginning, it's an important thing. Coming from the teenagers, we realized that actually families need more than actually the parental control and being this flexibility, but now we are going to launch soon what we call value proposition ING Together. So it's actually a solution that will offer people that live close to each other, either they are families or they are maybe people living in the same apartment, sharing the same households, solutions to manage their finances, maybe to have common savings goals. Together with the personal financial manager will give them statistics and insights on their financial behavior, will help them be better financially educated, because this is a very important topic for us in Romania here. We owe our clients to help them grow. We are growing together with them. So these are the things that we are doing to make this stickiness and customer experience even better for our clients, our plans. A lot of clients are also very focused on well-being and on their health, not only financial, but also well-being. So soon we are going to launch the possibility for ING cards to be uploaded into Garmin Pay devices. So yes, we want to be there where our clients are.
Okay.
In a nutshell, I would say paying attention, because if you are capture at the right moment what the customer are saying, then you can develop and to solve first, if we are talking about complaints, as Constantin mentioned, or to capture their needs for the future. By simply paying attention to their needs and to the feedback that we are constantly receiving, then we can move forward. In this respect, we are running surveys, and we are running workshops and focus group and so on, in order to be there exactly when the feedback and the right, let's say, information should be captured during these actions. So otherwise, based on that, we are building the next step and embedding the technology in everything we do, in mobile app, in other processes, for example, in onboarding, and in the future in the mortgage loans approval phase. We think that we will manage to have the customers convinced to stay with us, and it's very important to listen, and I think this is the most important thing that we can do in the relationship with our customers.
Okay, thanks a lot. Adrian, I would ask you again a question about the EU project, the EU Digital Identity Wallet, but as Roxana mentioned, we also have this ID, this national ID project, and I'm sure you know about it. How will it cope with this EU project? I mean, this will be a project, the European one will be one that will be above anything else in Romania, and when it's live, the banks will switch to the EU digital wallet?
No, we don't think that it will be needed a switch here. Those will be, in our opinion, two different things. And the EUD wallet will have his own way of offering interoperability and to offer access to services cross borders. And the EUD, the national ID, the electronic one, will provide us a lot of benefits here.
Okay, and do you anticipate that this identity wallet will, I don't know, further simplify the onboarding of workers and digital lending processes, but in which ways? How do you see this process? I mean, maybe it's interesting to detail the process and the user journey.
Yes, of course. The identity will be there, will be on a wallet. So all we need to do is to access it. On one side, we have the banks who can access this identity to perform a digital onboarding or a strong customer authentication. And on the other side, we will have the user that basically only needs to accept a proof request. So probably will be a matter of a few seconds to finalize the process like that.
Okay, got it.
Only that probably this will take some years because it will run in parallel with all the other options. It's unlikely that all clients will switch to the wallet. So it's a matter of how fast the people will adopt the wallet. It's a matter of making it popular, of course, to work perfectly, but also for the clients to understand how beneficial it can be. Otherwise, we will have to support all means of identification because you cannot say, yeah, you don't have the wallet, I don't get you in. So it will be a parallel run for a while.
Yeah, I think that at least 5 years we will be safe. Okay, going back to Constantin, I know, and I wanted to explore more about your, let's say, digital academy, because I know you have a digital academy to train and boost retention of the employees, and it was a pilot, and I know that you have also the results, and I wanted to know them and to share with us the results, and if you plan to expand this project, of course.
Indeed, we noticed that one of the main reasons of people leaving, besides finding a better salary, was that they wanted to explore different opportunities. And many people left OTP to go into IT companies and to change jobs. And we thought ourselves, why we shouldn't offer this opportunity before they look around. So that's when we started to create this academy. We had 5 positions within IT department. I gave you a few examples earlier, but there were also project managers. And we said that these positions, 5 positions, are open for outside of IT area, digital area. And we advertised internally, and we made some communication campaigns around this, and we had many applications. And then we said, okay, people have to know what kind of jobs they are applying for, because they are not familiar with, and IT jobs are very specialized. And we organized some open days in which the department holding that position, let's say project manager, explained what the project manager should do, what is the skills we need, what is the program of training, several competencies or raising knowledge. And after that awareness campaign, we selected 35 people applying for the 5 positions. And we had an interviewing, we had a panel interview, team interview. We put a lot of emphasis on the team and how the person would fit within the team. So we don't do the traditional manager-employee interviews anymore. And after the team interview, the one person was selected for the job. And they would follow established from the beginning onboarding program, with part of the day being in trainings and part of the day being assigned with concrete tasks and being supervised or helped, is better said, helped by the body. The person assigned, and that person is actually responsible for the success of the new person. And this is the way we do it. The result, we are still in the first round, but we can say, and I mentioned earlier that the persons coming to IT are very enthusiastic, and they are all eager to learn, eager to grow, and they have good results. And actually, we plan to roll this out also next year with even more positions to be hired through this academy. And just to tell you, after this first pilot, let's say, people talk. And these 5 people that were selected were so happy about the experience, and they were talking with their former colleagues. And since we launched the pilot, we have more than 50 applications without any position that we had available through this academy. So that gave us confidence that this is the way to go. This is the thing that we should explore further, and we roll out next year as well.
Thanks a lot. Marinela, Roxana, how do you see this, let's say, change of mindset, because it's about reskilling employees in banks and trying to get them into the digital world. I know for sure that you are also doing that. So do you think that this will be like a very important, not just trend, but driver to transforming the banks in the following years?
I think it's a must. Otherwise, with the wrong mindset, we will not move forward. And in this respect, similar with what Constantin mentioned, we are running a program together with colleagues from the group. We are leveraging on this experience because, of course, getting the knowledge out of all the countries that are part of UniCredit group, we are benefiting of their experience. And we started because we are talking about digital, and usually we are saying, let's have digital process flows, products for customers, but we should start from ourselves. And first, we decided to have all the learning process digitalized. And currently, everything we do in this respect is based on a digital platform. And we'll continue to do that and to add skills that are, of course, in trend, and to anticipate also what will come next. Otherwise, I think we will not be able to respond to our customer needs. It's no other way to do it, in my opinion.
Okay.
I know only 1 or 2 people that actually moved from business to IT, to the tech organization. And there were people that had their natural tendencies, and they were kind of IT geeks. Sitting together in tribes. In tribes, you work in squads, and in the same squad, you have business people with the IT colleagues. And IT, by the way, you say IT, but there are 4 or 5 different skills in IT that are in the same squad. Some of them are easier for a business person to migrate to, like the quality assurance, testing, and coding. I really don't know somebody that did not study and became a programmer, so I don't know if that's possible. But there are a lot of skills that were not there 20 years ago when you started. I'm referring here to the data management. This is becoming data savvy. It's very important if you work in any place, either IT or business. Service design and UX. This is things that nobody had a formal education to become a service designer, but people go there. There are different trainings and education available, and we see this kind of internal developed people in these areas. There is no process that we design without having a digital or a mobile actual experience. So we have become digital savvy. Us that we studied, more formal business kind of studies, we learned and we use a lot of tech words. We kind of feel what they know, what they mean, but the reality is you do need the right specialists there, the talented people that can also bring others together. And yes, whenever, people that studied law are now doing business. People that studied marketing are doing testing. So it is a free world. One mistake in the young age doesn't mean you have to be stuck there. So yeah, I like to put it like that. And I hope the new generations are getting more formal education on digitalization. Not so sure it happens very, very much in Romania. And this is where I think the kind of examples you gave, especially with the universities, if we invest there, we will also get better qualified colleagues.
I would like to add something else. In this world, technology world, things change so fast that today in the market we have specialties, competencies that didn't exist half a year ago. And ChatGPT exploded, and we have already ChatGPT prompt specialists. And there is nowhere we could select these people from. So skilling them, teaching them, and making them do such jobs is important. And I think we have to change our mindset of where we can take these competencies from.
Okay, thanks a lot. I will try to wrap it up with the final question about 2024, and I would ask each of you to share maybe one key driver of digital acceleration, so not innovations that were introduced, but what will be next, and what accelerators will be in the future that maybe will change the banking forever and will make you take a leap in the future. So
I think the battlefield that we'll face next year will be related to add value to the technology, because technology per se will not manage to do it alone. We need to combine our efforts in order to win the heart of the customer. Of course, we are talking about cloud, we are talking about artificial intelligence, we are talking about digitalization every day, every minute. But without a human touch, I think we will not be able to remain relevant for the next years. And we are planning to add value, as I mentioned, keeping in mind that the experience of the customer should be the same no matter the channel that he chooses to address us. And in the same time, to continue to remain human in this interaction, and to keep somehow as a value the emotion that we are raising in the customer's interaction at the moment when he gets us.
Because you mentioned 2024, I cannot say artificial intelligence, but probably this is the longer run, the thing that will change our lives. It's not saying me, I'm just repeating what everybody else seems to agree. For us in ING, we are investing in chat and bots. This is something, well, new for us, not so new for the market, but we believe there is a tipping point now that actually people expect more and more this kind of convenient way of discussing and less, let's say, friction in their interactions. It's a challenge because, as any new thing, you need to become an expert to it. And this is how we see it for 2024.
Okay.
In OTP, we looked at what is going around the world, and we selected 4 technologies that we believe that in the future will make the difference. And of course, first one is AI, but we also look at data. Roxana mentioned earlier, it's talking about data-driven culture. It's easy to say to take business decisions on the data, on using data, but we have a lot of garbage in our data, so we have to do a lot of things to clean up, to invest in the raising the quality of the data, so to really have those business-driven decisions. The third is cloud. Cloud is not new, but it's Bogdan will talk about it. We believe that in OTP we have to accelerate the adoption of the cloud in all the subsidiaries around Europe. And the fourth one is what Marina talked about yesterday, low code, no code. We believe that the future is to have more citizen developers, which means these business people actually that would play with technology and design their own processes. And looking at the speed of how consumer behavior change, this is the only way to keep up, to have actually business people being on the field, being able to change their processes, their tools, and customize them in that very moment. So these are the 4 things that we'll invest in the next year, but also further on.
Okay, got it. Adrian, I would say the same for you because you work with a lot of technologies and pretty much know what the future lays.
Yes, I would close with a recommendation for banking environment in order to start acting now, to use and test the digital identity wallet solutions that we have. They can rely on partners like us to start test or implement pilots. I think in this way we can understand better what this digital identity world can provide us. Of course, everything will happen under our compliance team attention.
Okay, thanks a lot, and we have time for a few questions, and I see one in the room. By the way, we still have a prize today for those who ask questions. I don't know if it's enough motivation here, the prize itself, but there will be.
Hello, I'm Livia from Jetting, and I actually have 2 questions. Regarding onboarding, a rough percentage, how many of onboarding journeys are mobile originated? So the user starts from a mobile device.
I can start. In our process, which is supposed to last 7 minutes, we have only 5% of our clients onboarded in digital. They start in digital, they finish in digital, so they never go to any physical presence. But we have decided a few years ago when we launched this process to make it mandatory for the clients to transfer 1 leu with a card from another bank. And this is the main problem that we have with this process. So the adoption, we believe, we see from studies like Finalta that best practices in Central Eastern Europe are that about 20% of the customers should be in digital by now. So a study that shows that best practices in Central Eastern Europe are at this place. So we need to solve this problem in Romania. Probably other banks have maybe other results in onboarding, but for us, this is the moment. And the forecast is that it's going to go to 20 soon. 20%.
I am proud to report that in this year, the share of new customers onboarding through online increased to above 20% for OTP, which was a surprise even for us.
In our case, we are piloting the solution at the moment, and I can confirm what Roxana said. We are, I would say, at the beginning with a small percentage, but for sure, once the issues that are already mentioned will be solved, for sure will increase. Yeah.
Thank you. And the second question is because you all said about mobile-led growth, that mobile is the future. Have you considered reducing friction in onboarding and using the mobile app as the heart of the digital journey? So the 2 flows, now there are 2 flows, right? The user has an online onboarding and then he installs the app, right?
Not for ING. We actually start from the app.
Okay.
You become a client by downloading the app from App Store. You can try it now. Just press Devino Client and you will see it. Yeah, being mobile-led is means that you should be focused on the app, and Home Bank is a brand that we very much cherish. It comes with many opportunities because clients are used to downloading apps. Also, it comes with challenges because it's more difficult to track the traffic from where the client came to download the app. But there is a sacrifice that we decided to do, and we will continue probably this way. And I don't know if...
We have a different experience, probably that's why we have different results also. We don't oblige the customer to download the app. We do the process independent from the app. At the end, yes, they will download the app. And your question, in our case, I don't know what to say. I would not change this. I think it doesn't make sense to condition the client to download the app if he doesn't want to, she doesn't want to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, one more question from Nick.
The winner of the prize.
What prize? There is a prize? No.
Yeah.
What the pricing? Yes. Question is, I see a lot of acceleration, a lot of competition yesterday, today, in between the banks, some of the fintechs. But I wonder if you, there are 36 banks in Romania or so. Besides competing each other, do you really want to share something except credit bureau, national bank, people registry, what else? CRC, stuff like that. So it's anything you want to, like data, it's any data you want to be shared, or you are afraid of stealing data from each other? How do you see that? Like bank ID, just a hint, like bank ID in the Nordics?
Yeah.
Share with the fintechs or?
No, share in between them first and with us. They have to because you have open banking, otherwise probably they wouldn't. But
open banking is a form of sharing, but I would say, I would mention another project that we did an experiment discussing with some banks, with RB actually, trying to see if we can make a platform to have a shared KYC, so we don't all repeat the same thing and we do a shared one. There were some ideas, but it's also not very easy because every bank would have their own policy, although we all respect the same rules. There are also group influences, and that project was stopped because of, it was not, maybe it is a potential for it in the future, but not in some countries in Western Europe, I understand it works. So there are ideas. We welcome all the ideas. If there are, let's
in the
see
fintech area, we have the ideas, but we need, the counterparts. What about UniCredit?
I would say that we should to pay attention a bit to the regulations, and we are all concerned about this before going forward. Definitely the future will be more about collaboration and cooperation, and even today I see competition as something that is positive, and it's make all of us to grow based on what we are sharing as experience, I would say. In terms of data, once we will have open banking, and I would say it's quite close, then a new feature will open for all of us.
Thank you. Because, the last question is, there is a law regarding bank account portability, and nobody uses it. So what do you think about that? So it should be like in telcos, right? So I want to switch the operator, I do it like in a few days. And the law is there, but it doesn't work in Romania. It's a reason for that? Thank you.
I think all these regulations that come to facilitate the market, they also need to be based on a need. And in my personal opinion with this IBAN portability is that actually the law was made without actually analyzing the need. It's very important that we match the needs with there, and I don't know. I don't recall any request of IBAN being ported, to be honest. But maybe, yeah.
I agree with what Roxana said, and I believe that's why open banking is not so successful as it was planned to be. And to be very honest, to your previous questions, the bank are not willing and open to share data. And in my view, it will not happen. And I recently posted something on LinkedIn, and it was a comment asking what will actually happen. And I believe we need a disruptor from outside, for example, Super App. Super App, in my view, will not be created by any of the banks because of this silo approach. They wanted to protect the fire, the secret of the fire, and why in the world the bank would open a store. I don't think this will happen. But somewhere down the road, probably Apple or Elon Musk will, with his X app, will come. Yeah, and then the banks will align, and they will be forced to share data. But again, it's important the need of the customer. If the customer would want to look at that ecosystem, for sure, if demand exists, the offer will follow.
but still no request coming from the customer in this respect. So building everything, having the customer in mind and their needs, at the moment we are not seeing a need in this respect.
Okay, I think we should have had maybe prizes for best responses. Okay, thanks a lot for being here and for this fascinating panel. So it was very insightful, and thank you all for that. And a big round of applause for them.
Thanks to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.